Should we drink some THC beverages?
Yeah, and we're back.
And we're back. Welcome to Northern Lights Podcast. We're super excited for this last segment because, guys, we get to sample a cannabis product, and not just any cannabis product, but this is the Northern Lights cannabis product.
Northern Lights, like the podcast?
Like the podcast. In fact, if you look at the can, it's a beautiful design. You've got the Northern Lights in the background, but also right in front, you've got this microphone, this beautiful microphone that you can see got the beautiful waves going through of the Northern Lights.
These are honestly beautiful. I love the glossiness.
Oh, yeah.
The green, little drip where it's like Northern Lights, yes, but this is also.
Yeah, shout out to Modest for the incredible work. Tyler and the team over there put together something incredible with this design. I love how it plays on the Minnesota landscape. It plays on the Northern Lights motif, but also it makes it very clear that this is a raspberry beverage with cannabis terpenes in it. And not just any cannabis, Northern Lights cannabis. Wow.
Oh, this is exciting.
Oh, yeah. So made here in Minnesota, comes from Minnesota grown hemp processed by companies here in Minnesota, packaged by a beer company and also a cannabis company here in Minnesota. And you end up with something like this. So we're going to sample this, but we should say before we get started, if you want to try this, we invite you into the studio. No. We don't invite you into the studio, but instead where we do invite you is to Modest. Yes. Modest themselves, we are having a beverage release party February 17th, 12 to 4 p.m. You can stick around afterwards, or you can drive up to Duluth and catch the opening of the Legacy up there. But we've got that beverage release party at Modest, 12 to 4, February 17th. We'll have a DJ. We got fun time. You can get some books. Yeah, and plenty of drinks. You can give this a sample, but we're not gonna wait until then. We should give it a try right now. So this just came off the line the other day, so it's a pretty fresh can, if you will. We're gonna go ahead and pop this one open here. Let's, for old time's sake, get that beautiful microphone. Ooh. Oh yeah, love that there. We're gonna pour this out into our wonderful Dabbler Depot sample cups. And the first thing that caught my eye when I walked into that production room and I saw them putting it together was the color. This is just raspberries, cannabis, and water in a can. And wow, is that beautiful. You can see that wonderful raspberry color coming through. I hope it comes through in taste. Let's see. Get that little terpy smell to it even before you take a drink.
Smells like terps and berries.
Yeah.
Because it is terps and berries.
It is terps and berries. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salud.
I've already taken 2 sips.
And that is good.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. On the front end. On the front end, you get that wonderful raspberry tartness. It almost tastes like candy a bit with like that little bit of natural sweetness, but
without the overwhelming sweetness. It's like like fruit leathers aren't too sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fruity. Yeah.
And that's what I love about this is when we were looking at what do we really want to go into the can, we thought, well, we want the raspberries. They're grown here in Minnesota. It's a flavor we love. It's one that Modest has some experience with. We thought it was that perfect backdrop. And the Northern Lights terpenes on top of it, I think are just wonderful. You get a little bit of earthy, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of piney, and comes together into Northern Lights. Yeah.
Say, had a couple of the burps now. It is terp burp. Mm-hmm. you taste the terps coming up too. So
when was the last time you got that from a beverage? When you walked away and you're like, "Wow, did I just smoke weed?" And you're like, "Oh no, wait, I'm just drinking a THC beverage." There we go.
So when are people going to be able to try this again, Tanner?
Oh, such a great question. February 17th at Modest themselves. You'll be in the same building that it was actually made. You'll be able to give it a try. Locally sourced, just from the room next door. It's pretty good stuff. So yeah, February 17th, 12 to 4 p.m. I'll say it again, February 17th, 12 to 4 p.m. Come on out, Modest Brewing. You can go to our website to find more information about that, or just come on out, 12 to 4 p.m., Modest Brewing. You can give a sample on some Northern Lights. You can watch the Northern Lights podcast. You could listen to it on headphones while you're there, get the whole experience. Pretend like you're sampling along with us.
And you can drive way up north and see the Northern Lights.
Yeah. Oh, I think we should maybe do a contest that like the first person to take a photo of them drinking this with the actual Northern Lights in the background, we'll send you to one of our classes for free.
We'll bring you on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll bring you on the podcast. You can share it with us. So if you get that video, if you get that photo, send it in. pod@mncannabiscollege.org. Heck, directly to me, Tanner at mncannabiscollege.org. I want to see that photo. That'd be
For
cool.
all our Arctic listeners out there.
Yeah, give it a go.
This is good though. Like objectively, I like this. You know, I'm with the company who made it. Yes.
Oh, yes.
For the organization, not a company, nonprofit. But
I remember going through the process of getting it made, from like selecting the terpene profile to moving into the beverage, and thinking the whole way like, oh man, I sure hope I like this. Like if I have a beverage that I don't like and I'm telling people like, yeah, it's good, give it a sip, I'll just take a little bit here.
I like my drinks to be closer to tea than like.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like
That's such a great way of thinking about this.
Yeah, this is way closer because it has that natural earthiness. And this is water. Yeah. Super clean finish.
I'm such a big fan of these. I think they're so good. John, you clearly like them a bit too much. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the terps.
It's the terps. It's that full spectrum effect of the THC you're getting. Oh. Well, guys, coming out February 17th, we'll say once again, 12 to 4 p.m., Modest Brewing. Should be a fun time. But for today, that's really all that